What it is, what it do, cyber world. It is your girl, the one and only Ash Brown, and this is the ashsaidit Show. Over 2,000 episodes since 2014, 500,000 streams all around the world. None of this is possible without you guys, so I thank you so very much. Today, we've got a very esteemed guest with us. We have cookbook author himself, Frankie Spice Morelli, and his cookbook, MOBB Cookbook Diet. Hey, Frankie, how are you today?
I'm doing fine. How about yourself?
Doing pretty awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. I know that you are a busy man, so we certainly appreciate you having time in your schedule. Certainly love that.
Thank you again for having me on. I appreciate it.
Definitely. All right. So, Frankie, to start off, where did the idea for this cookbook come from?
Well, actually, it came from when I was in prison, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
And how I ended up there is quite a story. Well, I had a restaurant in Florence, Colorado, that won the Governor's Award for Best All-Colorado Meal.
Mm.
And then I built an international pasta company, which we built up to over 250 employees. And we sold pasta in the United States and Canada to everybody from Kraft Foods to Safeways, Winn-Dixie, Kroger, Sam's Clubs. Wow. And we did really well. I sold out, and I got into the stock business. Mm. And I took advice from 4 attorneys, and I ended up in a federal detention center.
Oh, no.
And I pretty much took the brunt of everything. And there was a maximum security detention center in Philadelphia, which was really rough. And I was there for about 38 months. Wow. And I was about 2,000 miles away from my family, and I was very depressed. They had put me on Lamron for depression. I had to see a psychologist and a psychiatrist, and I didn't know if I'd ever see my family again. So I was very depressed. But then and there, I decided that I was going to change my life. Yeah. So I lost over 100 pounds with a diet and exercise regimen. And I put my knowledge of food business to good use. Mm-hmm. And I was very fortunate that the mafia guys there checked me out, and they took a liking to me. And there were several of them there that liked me. One of them was Nicky Scarfo Jr. Mm. His dad was little Nicky Scarfo, who was head of the mafia in Atlantic City and Philadelphia. And Junior took 8 bullets to the chest on Halloween 1989 and lived. Wow. And you can Google it. But he took a liking to me. He says, you should be in here. You pissed off the wrong people, but there's no way you should be in this place. Mm-hmm. But nonetheless, I was. Then I became a suicide companion because I was good with helping people. And they promoted me to the psych ward, and I took care of several guys that were either on witness protection or were messed up. Another one was Frankie the Ice Pick Narducci, who, according to the FBI, supposedly whacked 28 guys, but they say he whacked over 100 guys. Wow. And when they brought him in, he had alcohol poisoning so bad he couldn't walk, and it took us about 10 days to get him where he could walk again. And then I was friends with Bertie the Butcher, Eddie the Racer, Tommy Guns, Jimmy the Beast, Jeremy the Jet, and Tyree the Gangster Scott. So I wasn't just friends with Italian mobsters. I was friends with African-American mobsters, Irish mobsters. In fact, 2 of my best friends are Crips. Tyree the Gangster and Get Paid Spade. He's a rapper now. He was a shot caller for the Crips. And we're still good friends. So that's from the Mafia guys that I was friends with, and I'm still in contact daily. But anyway, I want to let everybody know that MOBB is MOBB. An acronym for MOBB is Mercy and Optimism Beyond Borders. Everyone deserves a second chance in life, including those who have fallen, such as myself. You know, nobody's perfect. And the only person that I think was perfect got crucified.
Yeah.
Everybody else may have a vice, whether it's gambling, drinking, smoking, eating, or whatever.
Right.
And our book is about positive thinking. If you want to change your life, you can. And you can do it through, again, positive thinking, diet, and exercise. And we have several stories in this book about hope and inspiration of people that were abused as kids, turned their lives around. We have a story about a young lady that was diagnosed with autism at 3 years old, yet she competed in the Miss America pageant and has sang opera at Madison Square Garden twice, been featured in a movie, and been on the marquee at Times Square. Wow. So we have a lot of stories like that. So the book is very interesting. It's very funny, and it was vetted by one of the top dietitians in the world, according to Global Data, Dr. Sandra Frank.
Yeah.
She said she couldn't put the book down, and she's analyzed all of our recipes, so we have the right portions to diet and the right portions to eat on your cheat day. So there's a lot of interesting facts in this book that aren't in any other cookbook.
So I would imagine that you had a lot of different ideas and things as far as like recipes, and a lot of things came to mind for you as far as what you were going to put in this book. How did you guys decide like what recipes would work?
Okay, well, we're heavy on recipes such as soups and salads that are nutritious for you.
Right.
But then we have pastas that you can eat in moderation. We have everything from meatballs to veal parmesan. And we have even desserts that you can eat on cheat days. So, and we wanted to get a lot of recipes that taste great, but were simple to make.
Right.
Because simplicity is the essence of Italian cooking.
Yeah.
We have a really great sauce, which is just a San Marzano tomato sauce, which is just pureed San Marzano tomatoes, salt, pepper, garlic, a little bit of olive oil, and you deglaze it with wine. And it's a tremendous sauce. It beats all these other sauces that they put about 50 different ingredients into because it's the tomatoes that speak for themselves. And the other thing about our cookbook that separates it from any celebrity chef cookbook is it's a coffee table book. It's 12 inches by 12 inches, hardback. It weighs 5 pounds. It's got big font. It's easy to read. You can lay it out where it opens completely flat without any ring binder. It's just because I've got a special sewing in it. And it can stand up completely straight when you cook. And the pictures are world-class photography. So it's very different than any other cookbook on the market. And the stories are entertaining, and every recipe tells a story. Unlike any other cookbook, you'll get a kick out of reading the stories.
Yeah. Wow. I love that. So these recipes are not just like, random A to Z recipes. Okay, we're just going to put some recipes in there. They actually have stories that kind of are attached to them, essentially.
Yeah, every recipe has a story. We even have a dumb poem about our gladiators' glazed carrots. And the secret to the carrots are you put a little bit of 7-Up and they stay crisp, and kids will eat them. So it's fun. It's a fun book. It's fun, plus it has a message to it, and it's got several stories about people that have had rough lives and turned them around.
Gotcha. Cool beans. I love the sound of that. Now, with this book, are there going to be any upcoming events? Are people going to be able to catch you guys places, or what is the best way for people to get the book, number one, and to keep up with everything you're doing? Okay.
Well, first of all, I've written several books. I wrote a couple other cookbooks. One was called Tony Ian's The MOBB Chef, which I did about 10 years ago. And then I did another one, The MOBB Diet, which I did about 3 years ago. And now I've got the MOBB Cookbook Diet, which Dr. Sandra Frank is on the cover with me. She's considered one of the top 5 nutritionists according to global data, and she completely vetted the book. Okay, so some of the events that we're going to do is I'm going to be on Fox TV locally on Friday. We're doing the Father's Day promotion for our book, and we have one big TikTok influencer that's going to promote our book with an exercise bag called the Body Bag. Okay, so it's an awesome bag that's even better than a lot of weights.
Right.
And so she's going to do a cooking show on TikTok.
Oh, wow.
Also, our recipes are going to be incorporated to a company that will have several restaurants under MOBB Global Hospitality Group, Inc. They already have a couple of restaurants, and they will be incorporating all the recipes in our book into these restaurants. And they will have merchandise and other things like that. And also, I've written 2 other books, which I will be releasing later. One is called The Psych Ward, about my experience as a suicide companion at the detention center in Philadelphia and some of the crazy people I dealt with. And the other one, which isn't out yet, is The Outlaws of Wall Street, which is like 50 Shades of Grey meets The Wolf of Wall Street on steroids. The stories are true, but it's so, let's just say, enlightening that I haven't had an attorney scrub it, because there's stories about crooked FBI agents, U.S. attorneys, DEA agents, some of the people that I dealt with in the stock market, which I got into trouble. So a lot of people may not want to see that book. Okay. So, but anyway, I've had quite a bit of experiences in my lifetime. You know, I've made a lot of mistakes, but I've helped a lot of people. Like when I sentenced 130 people, wrote letters to the judge, and 3 of the families that I saved their siblings' lives stood up for me and testified, because I did that as a suicide companion. So one thing this book is, it's about compassion for others and helping yourself turn your life around.
Right.
So it's about hope and inspiration and change. And that's what sets us apart. But yet it's very funny, and it's got true stories about real mob guys. And most of them let me put their stories in the book. Because, you know, in the old days, mob guys didn't want to be talked about. But after John Gotti and the, you know, the mob life and all that, they all want to be bragged about now.
Yeah, I'm sure about that. Now, last but certainly not least, Frankie, what advice would you have for the next generation of creators? I'll say that, the next generation.
Okay, the next generation, I would tell them, you know, technology is evolving and to stay up with it, but never give up, okay? Abraham Lincoln lost, 7 or 8 elections before he won an election. So no matter what people tell you, say you can't do it, set your goals high, and even if you reach 3/4, you're going to be successful. And if you've got a story that you want to be told, just keep going and have perseverance, because perseverance pays off. And that's the big thing. If you want it to happen, it will happen. You know, I spent almost 5 years. I never thought I would see my family again. Now I'm doing, you know, really well all over again. All of my friends have come back to me, and things are looking up. So no matter how bad things look in life, if you think positive, good things will happen. And if you want to create a book, you can do it. And it's a lot easier now to create a book than ever before, because a lot of writers are even using artificial intelligence to help them make their books sound better. But if you've got a good basic concept, you can make it work you can become successful.
I love it. Go ahead. You're good.
And if you want to look at our book, we've got several 5-star reviews on Amazon.
Yeah.
And if you want to read more about what I've got going on, you can go to MOBB.com. But again, we have really good reviews on both Amazon and our site. Mostly all 5-star reviews. And our book is of superior quality, and it will make a great gift for Father's Day or any occasion. There's nothing like it.
I love it. And also, Frankie, the book is available on Amazon, correct?
Yes. Go to Amazon and please read our reviews, because several of the people that have given us reviews on Amazon I've never met in my life. Wow. And right now there's 31 reviews. 30 are all 5-star and 1 4-star. And the 4-star is a great review.
Yeah.
And these are people that are telling the truth about what they think of the book. And they all say it's different than anything they've ever seen.
Wow, I love that. That is awesome. Frankie, thank you so much for coming through today. We certainly appreciate you so much.
Well, thank you very much, and look for our book on Amazon or ourmob.com.
All right, you guys.
2 B's with Mob.
All right, you guys heard it here first. Much more success to you and the whole team, Frankie. I know it takes a village to move this thing along, and you guys are doing great work. Keep at it.
And we'll be glad to give you some books to give to your listeners. Just give me your information.
Yes, no, absolutely. And you guys heard it here first. So you guys need to shoot me an email, info@ashsaidit.com, if you want to get the MOBB Cookbook and Diet, all right? You can get an exclusive copy from the author himself, and we'll work on getting that. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for your love and support. Keeping in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face, you tell them, don't believe me. Just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for, the history books. Social media is nice, but real life is so much better. Until next time, you guys.